we're going to kick it off with Albania. Albania has been playing volleyball for the past 11 years. In addition to being named Gatorade Player of the Year nominee, this 21-year-old was the youngest ever starter on her country's national volleyball team. Albania.
Angola began working at 17 to help her single mother pay for her studies. Now 20, she works for an organization that helps keep teenagers off drugs, and she hopes to become a successful businesswoman. Angola.
Argentina. Argentina is currently a student at 2 different universities, taking journalism and law courses. This 23-year-old says her main goal in life is to promote positivity and equality around the world. Argentina.
Armenia has been watching the Miss Universe pageant since she was 6 years old. Now 21, she hopes to use her title to raise awareness about her country's social problems and empower girls and women to stand up for their rights. Armenia.
Aruba. Aruba recently volunteered for a breast cancer awareness foundation. This 21-year-old decided to compete at Miss Universe so she could develop herself and have a positive influence on the lives of others. Aruba.
Australia is a law graduate who works as a policy advisor for the Victorian government. This 27-year-old is the first Indian Australian ever crowned and plans to use her title to positively impact the marginalized and disadvantaged. Australia.
Bahamas. Bahamas has been part of numerous fundraising efforts and initiatives to assist survivors of Hurricane Dorian. This 24-year-old is an avid reader and wrote her book called Struggles with Destiny when she was just 13. Bahamas.
Bangladesh. 20-year-old Bangladesh is a student and model who aspires to become a media persona and philanthropist. Her volunteer work includes planting trees and working at a shelter, and she enjoys cooking in her spare time. Bangladesh.
Barbados. Barbados is a law student and fashion model who currently interns at a prestigious firm. Being an avid reader led to this 20-year-old's second passion, writing poetry and short stories. Barbados.
Belgium. Belgium always dreamed of serving in her country's Air Force. When that didn't work out, this 24-year-old worked at the airport to save money for a civil aviation course and is now a certified commercial pilot. Belgium.
Belize. 26-year-old Belize's mission is to end the cycle of violence against women. She is proud to work in a male-dominated field as property claims adjuster and can often be found climbing on roofs or crawling under homes. Belize.
Olivia worked alongside firefighters to help extinguish the recent Amazon forest fire and collected goods for those affected. This 21-year-old has been on a mission to stop gender violence after her own grandmother was murdered. Olivia.
Brazil. 25-year-old Brazil supports the feminist movement and is proud to spread the concept of sisterhood. She's a compelling communicator and was honored to receive an invitation to speak about feminism at a recent TED Talk. Brazil.
British Virgin Islands. British Virgin Islands has an honors graduate degree in media and communication studies with a minor in history. This 26-year-old award-winning softball player is pursuing her master's in global strategic communication and creative writing. British Virgin Islands.
Bulgaria. 25-year-old Bulgaria enjoys bodybuilding and does her best to motivate other women to hit the gym as well. She excels in the classroom and was a top math student in both high school and college. Bulgaria.
Let's welcome back our stunning delegates, starting off with Albania, Angola, Argentina, Armenia, Aruba, Australia, Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belgium, Belize, Bolivia, Brazil, British Virgin Islands, and Bulgaria. Let's start off the second group of evening gown competition with Cambodia. Cambodia hopes to break the chain of poverty in her country by motivating children to focus on their studies. This 18-year-old trained dancer recently helped build a house for Habitat for Humanity. Cambodia.
Canada. Canada is a 24-year-old aspiring sports broadcaster who recently worked as an on-court host for a semi-professional basketball team. This former goaltender played hockey for 7 years and was named MVP at 2 different tournaments. Canada.
Cayman Islands. At 8 years old, Cayman Islands experienced one of her island's most devastating hurricanes ever. Now 23, she's an advocate for climate change prevention and has partnered with the government to lend support to environmental matters. Cayman Islands.
Chile. When 20-year-old Chile was young, she had breathing problems and once had to be revived by her uncle. She's now CPR certified, which comes in handy in her current job as a volunteer firefighter. Chile.
China. China earned her bachelor's degree in stage makeup design. Now that this 26-year-old has won her national title, she wants to use her expertise to help others achieve their dreams and give them more confidence. China.
Colombia. Colombia is an accomplished 24-year-old with a law degree and minor in entrepreneurship. Before winning her national title, she worked as an attorney for Microsoft in their corporate external legal affairs department. Colombia.
Costa Rica. After her father slipped into a coma, Costa Rica realized how precious life is. This 28-year-old has since discovered true happiness in giving to others, so she volunteers with an organization that helps the homeless. Costa Rica.
Croatia. Croatia can read and write both Latin and Cyrillic. This 22-year-old former clarinet player is the co-founder and ambassador of an organization that funds treatments for seriously ill children. Croatia.
And is currently learning a degree in finance. This 22-year-old wrote a book called Dream of a Princess to motivate children to read more and reduce childhood illiteracy. Curacao.
Czech Republic. When Czech Republic was 4 years old, doctors discovered a tumor in her chest. Now 24 and healthy, she has a soft spot for hospitalized children and is working with an organization to raise money for a girl with spinal muscular atrophy. Czech Republic.
Denmark. Denmark loves exploring the world and already visited 28 countries. This 23-year-old has been dancing ballet since she was 4 and proudly studied at the Royal Danish Ballet School for 7 years. Denmark.
Dominican Republic. 18-year-old Dominican Republic is studying international affairs and is a part-time aviation student. She's hoping to use her crown to advocate for an end to child marriage in her country and around the world. Dominican Republic.
Ecuador has won several medals as a former tennis champion. This 22-year-old was unable to participate in international competitions due to a lack of financial support, so she plans to support lower-income athletes in the future. Ecuador.
Egypt. Egypt feels it's important for women to love themselves no matter their size. This 20-year-old created the hashtag, "If you can't love yourself, no one can love you," after struggling in the modeling industry. Egypt.
El Salvador. El Salvador was a wrestling-obsessed tomboy growing up. This 25-year-old martial artist has a college degree in communications and hopes to become a professional sports broadcaster in the future. El Salvador.
Let's bring back to the stage Cambodia, Canada, Cayman Islands, Chile, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, Croatia, Curacao, Czech Republic, Denmark, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, and El Salvador. Let's keep it going with Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is a primary school teacher who speaks 3 languages. This 20-year-old basketball and soccer player plans to get her doctorate degree within the next 5 years. Equatorial Guinea.
Finland. Finland's family had a horse growing up, so this 23-year-old is an excellent rider. She's hoping to build a better future for children as an ambassador for an organization that helps educate young girls in developing countries. Finland.
France. France has used her title to raise both awareness and funds for breast cancer screening and research. This 25-year-old digital influencer and aspiring actress has a degree in international trade. France.
Georgia. Georgia leads a reading class for children from poor and socially vulnerable families. This 25-year-old reads to the kids about history, adventures, and fairy tales, enabling them to learn, fantasize, and dream of a better life. Georgia.
Germany. Germany has a degree in journalism and business communication and has been writing stories since she was 8 years old. Now 23, she's planning to write a book about the life of her grandmother, who hails from Trinidad and Tobago. Germany.
Great Britain. Great Britain started a campaign, hashtag a sisterhood effect, to encourage women to voice their appreciation for each other via social media comments. This 27-year-old is a musical theater junkie and wants to claim a national acting award. Great Britain.
Guam. 18-year-old Guam represented her country at the International Young Scientist Innovation Exhibition in Malaysia. She's fluent in Mandarin and plans to pursue her MBA with a concentration in pharmaceutical management. Guam.
Haiti. Haiti has a bachelor's in international development and civil law. This 26-year-old speaks 4 languages and is planning to further her education by pursuing a master's degree in international law. Haiti.
Honduras. 26-year-old Honduras enjoys visiting hospitals to cheer up sick children. She's an extreme sports junkie and business owner who's won multiple awards for modeling and CrossFit. Honduras.
Iceland. Iceland had to shave her head last year after damaging her hair by dyeing it so she'd blend in culturally. It taught this 20-year-old to just be herself, and she's now proud to be the first biracial woman to represent her country at Miss Universe. Iceland.
India. At 26, India has a degree in clinical nutrition and dietetics and a master's in public health. She formerly worked with the World Bank as a technical advisor to the Public Health Administration. India.
Indonesia. 20-year-old Indonesia has a nonprofit that advocates for the importance of providing birth certificates to children in need. She proudly met with the president of her country to discuss her platform and received his support. Indonesia.
Ireland. 26-year-old Ireland launched a social media campaign spotlighting women and diversity in STEM fields. This former Junior Olympic track and field medalist plans to get her pilot's license and wants to be the first person to walk on Mars. Ireland.
Israel. Israel trained as a professional triathlete for 7 years and has participated in several national and international competitions. Not long after she began training, this 23-year-old won the European Triathlon Championship. Israel.
Italy. Italy's biggest passion is ballet, and this 20-year-old attended a dance academy for 8 years. After witnessing one of her friends struggle with anorexia, she began meeting with young women and organizing initiatives to promote a healthier lifestyle. Italy.
Let's welcome back on stage Equatorial Guinea, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Great Britain, Guam, Haiti, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, and Italy. Kicking off our fourth group, please welcome to the stage, Jamaica. Jamaica is a 19-year-old piano player and environmentalist. She has her own initiative called Crochet for Charity that makes and sells handcrafted earrings with profits going towards various causes. Jamaica.
Japan. Japan recently studied abroad in the Philippines. This 22-year-old aspiring entrepreneur said that living with others from different cultures showed her that in the end, people are all the same. Japan.
Kazakhstan. 18-year-old Kazakhstan is a blood donor and advocate for heart disease prevention. She enjoys making clothes for herself and those in need, and once participated in an archaeological expedition. Kazakhstan.
Kenya. Eighteen-year-old Kenya volunteered with the World Food Program, helping to provide basic needs for refugees in her country. She's new to pageantry, but is a high fashion model who's been acting since she was 6. Kenya.
Korea is a 25-year-old artist who volunteers her time to paint murals in underprivileged areas. She's an animal lover who recently rescued a cat, and she spends her spare time playing the violin, weight training, and jogging. Korea.
Kosovo. 21-year-old Kosovo believes that volunteering is the best way to connect with her community. She gives back by finding shelter and food for homeless children and working with a group that collects trash and protects the environment. Kosovo.
Laos is a 23-year-old student and part-time model. This avid reader and martial artist plans to get her master's degree in the UK and eventually start her own interior design business back in her home country. Laos.
Lithuania. Lithuania is a 21-year-old nursing student who volunteers regularly at a blood donation center. She entered the medical field because she wants to make the world a better and healthier place. Lithuania.
Malaysia. 22-year-old Malaysia would like to work in the entertainment field, preferably as a talk show host. She struggled with low self-esteem as a teen because of her unhealthy lifestyle, but started taking care of herself and has since flourished. Malaysia.
Malta. Malta has already faced many struggles in her life, including losing her father to cancer and the death of one of her 11 siblings. This resilient 23-year-old now visits schools where she speaks to children about appreciating themselves and what they currently have in life. Malta.
Mauritius is an advocate for children's welfare and aspires to have her own nonprofit for those who are victims of sexual abuse. This 21-year-old finds her inner peace by regularly practicing yoga and meditation. Mauritius.
Mexico. 25-year-old Mexico believes her mission in life is advocating for the importance of emotional and mental health. She has published 2 books, one about quantum physics and the other about human empowerment. Mexico.
Campaign entitled Unfriend to protect children from cyber crimes. Her country's president came on board and urged social media users to use social networking properly to prevent risks. Mongolia.
Myanmar. 20-year-old Myanmar is currently taking acting courses. She's nicknamed Nigeria holds a bachelor's degree in health and human services with a minor in psychology. This 26-year-old wears many hats, working as a model, presenter, public speaker, and women's empowerment activist. Nigeria.
Norway. 21 Norway is a vegetarian who is passionate about animal rights and is also an environmental activist. She works with an organization that helped push the government to outlaw fur farming in her country. Norway.
Panama. As a first-generation immigrant, Panama believes everyone should have access to basic human rights. This multilingual 22-year-old is a strong ally of the LGBTQ community and has volunteered her time to work with refugee camps. Panama.
Paraguay. 26-year-old Paraguay has a degree in physiotherapy and specializes in facial muscular release and Pilates. She's proud of her volunteer work with a foundation that provides education and medical care for her country's children. Paraguay.
Peru. Peru was a top student at her university and graduated with a degree in business administration. This 26-year-old is one of several women in her family to compete in pageants and was a competitive volleyball player for 7 years. Peru.
Was recently named a Sustainable Development Goals Ambassador and received an award from the UN. This 23-year-old animal lover says that becoming a professional model at the age of 15 has been one of her proudest achievements. Philippines.
Poland. Poland hosted a travel show and is currently a senior cabin crew member and ambassador for an airline. This well-traveled 28-year-old spends nearly 900 hours in the air every year and has visited close to 40 countries. Poland.
Portugal. This is not only Portugal's first time in Atlanta, it's the first time she's been out of Europe. This 20-year-old speaks 2 languages fluently and understands 2 more, and she spends her spare time playing tennis and swimming. Portugal.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a former volleyball player who is contemplating a career in politics. This 24-year-old created a campaign that works with domestic violence victims, helping boost their self-esteem through workshops. Puerto Rico.
Romania recently finished her master's degree, graduating from a prestigious university in China. This 26-year-old was able to start reading and writing Mandarin in 9 months and speaks 5 languages overall. Romania.
St. Lucia. St. Lucia is a steel pan player who has competed at carnival competitions for 8 years. Advocating for climate-resilient countries is important to this 23-year-old, as one bad hurricane could set her country's socioeconomic development back 50 years. St. Lucia.
Let's welcome back Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Norway, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Romania, and St. Lucia. Let's kick off the next group with Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is proud to be the first female in her family to attend college. This 22-year-old is studying procurement, logistics, and supply, and wants to start a fashion line and eventually host her own TV show called Moments with Marie. Sierra Leone.
Singapore. 24-year-old Singapore reduces waste by traveling with her own reusable utensils. Ultimately, she'd like to reduce dependency on commercially produced foods and improve the sustainability of the global food ecosystem. Singapore.
Slovak Republic. Slovak Republic coordinates meetings and workshops for young women who struggle with eating disorders. This 24-year-old leads an active lifestyle and encourages women to compete in pageants to gain respect for themselves and others. Slovak Republic.
South Africa. South Africa grew up in a rural village and had to leave school early because she couldn't afford the fees. Thanks to pageantry, she was given an opportunity to return to the classroom and earn her public relations diploma. South Africa.
Spain. Spain is a former Girl Scout who enjoys the great outdoors. This 20-year-old vegetarian has spent a lot of time hiking the mountains and has spent many nights under the sky with just a sleeping bag or a hammock. Spain.
Sweden. Sweden once won a singing competition and enjoys the way music makes her feel. After losing her grandmother to Alzheimer's, this 22-year-old began visiting nursing homes to sing to others who suffer from the disease. Sweden.
Tanzania. Tanzania volunteers at a local center where she spends time with sick and underprivileged children. This 23-year-old netball player is extremely passionate about climate change and sees herself as the next Greta Thunberg. Tanzania.
Thailand. Thailand started the We Are One campaign, promoting inclusivity for underprivileged children through sports, art, and music. This philanthropic 26-year-old's other project, ABLE, works to improve the self-esteem of people with disabilities. Thailand.
Turkey. Turkey studied at 3 different universities, but was still able to earn her honors law degree in 4 years. This 23-year-old plans to get her master's in children's rights, so she can stand up for disadvantaged children around the world. Turkey.
Ukraine. Ukraine's career as a model was temporarily derailed when she was diagnosed with Bell's palsy 3 years ago. This 26-year-old remained positive and recovered quickly thanks to acupuncture and other medical treatment. Ukraine.
Uruguay. 21-year-old Uruguay speaks 3 languages fluently and is currently studying 2 others. She is an advocate for environmental protection, and she hopes to bring more attention to the effects of marine pollution. Uruguay.
USA. 28-year-old USA overcame stress fractures in her spine to become a Division I track star. She's an ambassador for Dress for Success, an organization that empowers women to achieve economic independence. USA.
U.S. Virgin Islands. 28-year-old U.S. Virgin Islands is actively involved with the Boys and Girls Clubs, where she mentors children and assists them with their everyday lives. She's trained in classical piano and has received numerous competition awards. U.S. Virgin Islands.
Venezuela. Venezuela wants to promote courage and resilience in her country's youth. This 20-year-old former teacher spends her free time helping children with their homework and wants to eventually create her own clothing line. Venezuela.
Vietnam. 27-year-old Vietnam was born into poverty, growing up in a rural area where gender discrimination still exists. She proudly beat the odds, becoming an international model and funding her own non-profit organization. Vietnam.
Let's welcome back Sierra Leone, Singapore, Slovak Republic, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Tanzania, Thailand, Ukraine, Uruguay, USA, U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela, and Vietnam. Well, that brings us to the end of the evening gown competition. Let's give one more round of applause for all the ladies.
Let's hear it once again for all of our amazing contestants and the wonderful selection committee tonight. Remember, this year, you can vote for one of the 90 delegates into the semifinals. Just head to vote.missuniverse.com for more information.
That's right. And how about a hand for my incredible co-host this evening, Catriona Gray. Be sure to follow all the action, learn more about the contestants, and watch the next Miss Universe's journey by following @MissUniverse on all social media accounts.
And be sure to tune in to the Miss Universe telecast live from the Tyler Perry Studios right here in Atlanta, Georgia on Sunday, December 8th at 7/6 Central, live on Fox.
Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Good night, everyone.